Hey, what's happening? John Casey, Dalton Tebow. We're on Team Australian High Performance Catamarans, sailing the C2. First one here to be raced in the States. Really happy with it. Happy to be here racing the Tybee with Dalton here, bringing him in for his first time around. Yep. I guess you'd call me a veteran. This is my was it seventh?
Pretty close.
Seventh Tybee? I think I did the very first one.
2-peat, 3-peat?
Three-peat, yeah, a three-peat, a two, and a three in the first one. So.
There's a great video when you first won the Tybee. You coming to the beach on Tybee, and you stuffed the bows.
Yeah.
Jay went over. The boat goes up. The boat's on its side. Everybody's scrambling down and what have you, and they pull the boat across the line. And that's still one of my most favorite. That's on the little highlight promo that we use. Whatever. Tell us about yourself.
Dalton Tebow, and I'm a sailing coach in Sarasota, Florida. It's basically all I get to do is coach sailing. So to be able to do this regatta is great. I've sailed a lot of dinghies and a few multi-hulls. Sailed with JC in the Global Challenge. We ended up second in that. Grew up sailing, and I love the sport, and I'm really glad to be here.
What do you think about this race? You think it's now I'm doing the interview?
No, go. It's from the hip, dude. Go for it.
You know, I mean, I guess I'm too used to doing the interviewing. You know, I mean, when I asked you to do it, and you said, "All right, I'm going to do this race," and now we're halfway through. What do you think? And what do you think? Is it harder, easier than what you thought, or?
It's definitely a lot harder than I thought. It's a lot of fun. Some people would think that sailing around a course is more difficult because you have to hoist and douse and hoist and douse and jibe and tack and jibe and tack, but just sailing long distance for that long is a lot of work.
A lot of people don't realize this, though it's called the Tybee 500. It's closer to 600 in actual than it is 500. And you're right at about that 300-mile mark right now, and what have you. And over the past few days in the different conditions, have you had what have your challenges been from day to day?
My hands are falling apart, but I mean, really no big challenges. Just a few boat problems and.
Not major boat problems, like halyard breaking and some blocks.
Yeah, just some lines and blocks, just minor things, but
that's to be expected on a race like that.
Absolutely. So we're keeping our spirits up and just moving on from those things. And
I liked what do you do when you're 5, 6, 7 hours on a boat? What do you do to keep your spirits up? I mean, you're so busy just trimming and watching, and I mean, what kind of conversations going on?
We're always trying to have fun.
Yeah.
We're always laughing and always talking about everything, and that's basically it. We just try and have fun and
try to
move on from the things that happen that are bad, and just try and forget about them and keep pushing and keep going fast. And
keep your focus by talking about things that are, not about the race for a little while, You get a rhythm going, and you start having fun and talking about different things other than the racing, You're out there for so long, to totally concentrate every second on it is kind of tough, So you just get a rhythm, and once you get that rhythm, you get relaxed, then you start having fun.
If you were going to go back and to your perspective locations when the race is over, and you were going to talk to someone and say, and that what you just did, and say you ought to do it, what would you, how would you describe what you've been through and what they can expect? Now, Barrett, the weather's been good, and JC, you know what it is to spend the night on a boat in this race. So from one spectrum to the other. How do you go back and convince somebody this is a race to come do?
Well, I've been doing that for years, man. You know me. I do it good enough to get kids like this involved, and that's the thing, you know. You try to get the younger guys in it. Try to get Dalton here to go back and tell those kids that he coaches and about how much fun this is, and eventually those kids will start doing this, you know. And I've also been always trying to promote multi-hulls in general, and get it out of that, you know, the monohull guys and the multi-hull guys, and just get everyone in there together, because Dalton coaches, you know, skiffs and whatnot, you know, and they move from skiffs to, you know, what, Melgis and all that, which are cool boats too. But try to get them into the multi-hulls, you know, and trying to get multi-hulls more, not just distance racing multi-hulls, but multi-hulls in general.
Are you hearing from a lot of your friends? Are they keeping up with the race? And
Yeah.
And you know, we're trying to little bit by little bit bring in more and more technology, especially with having the transmitters on the boat to see it. I mean, it's
Everyone that I've talked to has been online and has checked out the website and the spot tracking, and they love it.
Yeah.
My dad actually almost had a heart attack because
my mom too.
it wasn't you know, up to date on the first day, and my dad thought that we were sailing, you know, we were on land, and he had to rush home.
It had us on the start line for like a half an hour, and I said, well, I was over early last year, so I was just back there making sure that everything was okay. I didn't go over early.
I remember that. Matter of fact,
because it's an hour now, so why is it an
and
hour now?
I tend to remember you saying no, we weren't over, and then the picture clearly showed.
Now why is it an hour now in 15
because
minutes?
you were over early last year.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of rule changes because there's
Todd Hart.
There's rule changes because of him. There's rule changes because of you guys seem to just find a way to make a rule change here anymore.
Yeah, well, that's an evolution of the race, right?
It is, but you know, when it comes down to it, I really like, you know, this is my drug of choice, and you guys are the guys that provide the fix. And I really thank you guys for coming. And JC, we go back long before the Team Tybee thing, and in other words, we've been together a long time, and I'm really happy to see what's going on with you today and where you're at. And I know that was part of your dream. And if you go back and you know, you got an opportunity now to tell your stories and to build the curiosity in someone else and bring them along. And we look forward to, first of all, we want to see you safe. We want to see you finish the race, have a great time, and be back here next year.
This boat is definitely going to finish the race, man. The only thing that's going to stop it are the sailors. So
Amen.
look for us to be there, man. And thank you for putting this on.
Thanks for coming.
You know,
Thanks a lot.
you helped me along to get where I'm at in the whole multi-hull scene and racing scene and everything. And thank you and Judy for being there for me for, was it like 4 years?
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. You know.
Thank you. I appreciate that too, bud. You guys have a great time.
Thanks.